Hello, it's Justin. I know it's been a while since I've done a Leap to the Past. Sorry, life happens. But I'm back here now to do one. In fact, let's tell three stories just as my apology to you. Um, let's talk about times when I've almost died. Now I've talked about my appendix rupturing and some wrestling stuff maybe that hurt. If not, I'll probably talk about that some other time. But I got three particular stories I want to talk about when I almost died. So, story number one. I liked to climb trees as a kid. As kind of a poor white trashy kid, there wasn't much else to do. Trees are pretty exciting. They're really tall. They're fun. They're like a puzzle. You know how to get your way up. Um, and I was alone a lot, so like climbing trees was just a nice thing to do. Um, and I lived in the last trailer park I lived in my um, childhood life was in Whitewater, Wisconsin. Whitewater, known for one of the University of Wisconsin colleges, UW Whitewater. But I lived in a trailer park there called Twin Oaks, I think maybe. But I remember climbing a tree kind of on the outskirts of the trailer park, past the laundromat, past the little playground area. Um, and this was not like a tree with sprawling branches. This was more like a big trunk, and then kind of little branches working its way up. So you almost climb it up like a ladder. And I was climbing it, and I kind of got done to where get a good view. Uh, kind of did all there was to do. Started climbing my way back down on these little branches, and the two branches that my feet were on both snapped. So like, whoa, I dropped, and I would say I dropped about 4 or 5 feet, shoom, and luckily my feet landed pop on very similar little branches about 5 feet down from the ones that snapped. So I just kind of pop and ha ha, just compose myself, let my breath catch up, and then just climb my way down back to the tree and went back home and played or whatever. I don't know that I ever really shared that story with my parents as like a harrowing tale from my day or anything. I just kind of filed it away. And story number two is from my time. Let's leap back to when I was just got my driver's license. I didn't get it right at 16. I might have been 17 at the time. Now 17. I graduated high school before I turned 18. I was one of the younger kids in my grade. But anyway, it was winter time. For Christmas break, I was decided to drive my little $500 Ford Escort, little two-door with stick manual transmission. Drove it up to visit my father and my grandparents in Ironwood, Michigan, the Upper Peninsula of Michigan, which is actually, I call it Wisconsin's mullet. It's north of Wisconsin. Went up there, probably had a nice visit. On my way back, driving around, it's a kind of a two-lane highway. Sometimes it opens up to being two lanes on each side. It kind of separates. And I think I was on, nope, I was on the two-lane way. So one lane that I'm in and then one lane going the other way. And it was snowy, it was wintry. I was coming up a big hill, and then when I got past the top of the hill, the crest of the hill, there were cars with brake lights. People were stopped for whatever reason. So I was kind of motoring to get my way up this hill, and then I see these brake lights, and like, okay, damn, I need to brake too. So I kind of had to hit on the brakes pretty fast, and it was icy, so I start fishtailing a little bit, and I'm trying to maybe counter steer, but I'm not doing a very good job. And the car, what can I use to demonstrate? Well, you picture a car kind of, and it spins around, and I end up, boom, in the ditch on the other side of the road. So the oncoming traffic, past that, I boom. Now there was no traffic there, thankfully, to hit me or for me to hit, but I ended up, the car kind of died, engine shut down, hitting the snowbank on the other side. Luckily, I was okay. I just kind of, I think one of my fingers, maybe I was clutching the wheel so hard, or maybe it fell off and hit the dash or something, but like maybe this finger was really sore, but that was it. I believe that some nice dude in a pickup truck with a dog that had gotten cut, like a dog that had stitches and had to sit down in the back of this truck cab. He picked me up, drove me to like a tow truck. Tow truck came and got my car, pretty sure that it was good to go from there. Thankfully, there was really no damage. Something kind of notable. Let me check my time here. Something kind of notable about that incident was that I had a tape deck in my car and I was listening to Gwar. I was listening to Gwar's Ragnarok and Roll, I think was the full name of that album, and maybe it's just Ragnarok. And there was a song on there. Now I'm a big Gwar fan, a big metal fan, but I'm also a religious guy, so I'm not too into like the Satanist aspect of heavy metal. And Gwar considers themselves gods, so they don't really get into the whole theological debate. But there was one song on Ragnarok called Martyrdom, which was an anti-religion song. And I tended to not listen to it, but it was on the tape, so you're kind of stuck listening to what there is on the tape, unless you want to like fast forward and kind of micromanage to get to the next song. And at that point, I wasn't. So when I crashed, I was actually listening to this Martyrdom song that I didn't like because it was anti-religious song. It was actually playing on my tape deck, and I've never listened to that song again. Like, it's not on my iTunes, even though I ripped that CD. Yeah, I don't believe I've ever listened to it again. Which, is that weird? I don't know. Shoot me out in the comments if you think that's weird. Probably weird. I don't know. And then finally, let me check my notes because I don't quite remember what number 3 was. Oh, okay. A friend was getting married in Yellowstone National Park. So I went, and we got there a day early, and everybody was doing kind of mountain climbing things, because what else you can do in Yellowstone National Park but go mountain climbing? And there was like a nice waterfall, and boo, 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 kind of chill, easy grade, climbing up to a peak, looking down, climbing back down. And I was there, and I think I was on the downward time, like I'd gone up and saw what there was to see, and then I'm starting to come my way back down. There are steps kind of etched into the rock of the mountain, of the mountain, and there's like a kind of a handle. Why did I not remember it? A railing. That's the word, railing. A railing in between. So on the inside of the mountain is where people are going up. On the outside of the mountain is where people are going down, hanging out of this railing if they could. I'm not sure if it was chain or a metal bar or what, but there's people of all sorts of speeds on this 2-lane stairs, and I wanted to go faster down the stairs or down the mountain. So I decided to not take the stairs because there's like all this extra space over here to go down, and it's and I was starting to walk down. Well, I was one of the few who tried to traverse that because it was not a well-traveled little path. So this is rock face, and it was very dusty and debris-y, and I slipped. So I slipped, and my front went back, and I put my hand down behind me, and my feet were there, and I was kind of like, like skidding, just skidding my way down, kind of chill, but a little bit worried. And I eventually stopped, but I kind of stopped maybe like 5 feet from the cliff. Now, it wasn't a steep degradation, but I was definitely locomoting before I had stopped. And if I would have gone over that cliff, that would have been it. I don't remember really looking down past it, but it was certain death below that. And I was not too concerned. I felt like I'm a pro wrestler, stuntman. Like that's kind of falling is kind of what I do. It's cool. Other people were very freaked out at it because they had never seen such a thing, and they didn't know the kind of control that I felt that I had at the time. Whether I had it or not is up for debate, but I felt pretty in control at the time. And yeah, so I kind of skidded my way down, and like, well, maybe I'll take the stairs the rest of the way down. So I did that. So I didn't die any of those 3 times, as far as I know. I'm still alive, unless this is all some crazy dream. Maybe it is. Maybe you're in a dream. Wake up. Thanks for joining me for this leap to the past. I'm sorry it's been a while. Will I make a promise? I'm trying to get Tomoko to come and do something with me here. Maybe that'll happen before we go to the U.S. We're going back to the U.S. pretty soon. maybe I'll shoot something in the U.S. Maybe I'll bring my mom on and she can reminisce about me or something like that. That'd be kind of cool, right? You want to see a guest here with me? Maybe not that close, but yeah. But thanks for watching, and I will hopefully speak at you again soon. Thanks for leaping with me. This has been Justin. Matane.